Casa de Single Wide News with Leroy, baby.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first. Unfortunately, news outlets push their own personal bias and agenda to control
Fond greetings from the Casa de Single Wide News, Leroy, your humble reporter, at your service. If you like the song that you just heard, the piece of, the link will be in the description for the whole thing. Please check it out. He's a really good guy, really great musician. Anyway, here now the news. Our potato brain in chief had the first press conference. It took him longer than any other president in the last 100 years to have it, so he had plenty of prep time. Let's see how it went, shall we? President Potato Brain finally got his first press conference out of the way. He had a multitude of reporters there. He had pictures of them so he could pick which ones to cherry pick from, and he had notes to answer the questions. So, how did that go?
I'm going to say something outrageous. I have never been particularly poor at calculating how to get things done in the United States Senate. So the best way to get something done, if it holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to, anyway. Okay, hang on. Sorry. Oh.
Well, I don't know about you, but that went a lot better than I expected. It seemed pretty polished to me. I'd show you the full 40 minutes, but that was pretty much it the whole way through. He dodged any important questions, and I wouldn't call them softball questions that he did take so much as I'd call them t-ball questions that he took. It was pretty pathetic, but the main thing that he avoided talking about was the kids in cages at the border. Now, why would he avoid such a subject as that, I wonder? How bad could it possibly be? Well, let's take a look, shall we? Well, we've got COVID-positive kids and adults shoved in like a bunch of baked potatoes wrapped in foil. No social distancing. They're getting to eat about once every other day, maybe bathing once a week if they're lucky. Potato Brain is begging for volunteers to go down there and help, but for some reason, all these pop stars and Hollywood types and all that, they're not helping. They're not taking anybody in. We don't have AOC standing beside an empty parking lot, crying and wailing her eyes out. And anybody that thinks they're just poor little kids, well, just for your information, there happens to be MS-13 gang members shoved in there with all of the kids, so what could possibly go wrong? Well, that's what the Potato Brain in Chief has done down at the border thus far. So, I guess as long as they've got their adrenochrome supply re-upped with all of those children down there suffering, things should be fine for the political and Hollywood elite. Human trafficking and all that stuff is back in full swing. Drugs pouring across the border, bringing diseases. You know, that one they're worried about. Don't you forget to wear that mask that's like a screen door stopping piling. Anyway, we do have some other news, if you can really call it that. Let me see, what's her name anyway? Megan Rapinoe. I wouldn't want to get that wrong. She's there from the women's soccer team. And you better believe she's mad as hell and not going to take it anymore. Again, because she doesn't make the same amount of money that the men's soccer players make. Well, they already went to court over this once. And her and her teammates lost because they had a chance to get the same kind of contract that the men had, but they didn't want that. They wanted a different contract. So they signed a different contract, and now they're complaining about it. Let me explain something to you, Miss Rapinoe. If I misgender you, I'm sorry. In, I believe it was 2017, your team played some 14 and 15-year-old high school boys in Texas. This wasn't the best of the boys team. They just had this little exhibition game before the U.S. soccer team took off to play the Russians. The 14 to 15-year-old boys curb stomped them in a game. Now, people aren't going to go pay a whole bunch of money to go watch some junior high boys play soccer unless your mom and dad. And you are worse than they are. You don't bring the crowds in. You don't bring the money in. Nobody wants to watch subpar athletes playing a freaking game. If I have a chance of beating you, I don't want to watch you play. I'm sure not going to pay for it. So sorry about your luck. Try not to be stupid. Anyway, here's a picture of Miss Rapinoe and an article about where the boys kicked her butt. And here's that future brain surgeon, and here's the article of the boys that curb stomped them 5-2 right before they went to the championship with Russia. This just in, a border update. President Potato Brain has appointed the trustiest, most bestiest, most qualified person in the entire world to take care of the problem at the border. Everything should be solved because he has appointed Vice President Heels Up Harris. Miss Kamala herself has been appointed to take care of it. Oh, wait. No, she declined. She said she didn't want anything to do with that. She was all outraged before, but now it's different. Let me see if I can get a clip of her refusal. It sounded almost like a threat. Let me see if I can pull it up for you.
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too.
Yeah, I believe that was the right clip. I'd know that laugh anywhere. And now we know what happened to the dogs at the White House. Well, that's going to conclude this episode of the Casa de Single Wide News. I will be returning very soon for updates on other news around the world. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day. God bless you, one and all. Please like, share, and subscribe. And y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day. See ya.